Hi, Nick. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. It's been a frustrating year, obviously. I think, Saturday, for example, you had the chance to hit the post and the rebound. I mean, how frustrating years have been for you?
Uh, More frustrating just team-wise. You know what? I still feel like I played a pretty good brand of hockey. It's been frustrating that I haven't been able to score. I was doing well early on, and obviously of late have not been able to get on the score sheet and goals-wise. But just trying to figure out what's going on with our team, and trying to help in that regard. But I do like some of my minutes. I know obviously I'm counted on to score, and I got to find a way to do that. But I can't try to plug every hole here and take away from my game either. So just trying to get our team back on track and trending the right way. I've actually liked, where we're starting to get to. Obviously the 5-0 loss was a stinger just in our start, but there's some good minutes in that as well. So I'm that's what I'm more focused on, is how to get our team back on track. And part of that obviously is me trying to get on the score sheet as well with the goals, and that might help our team as well.
And for now, you're with Boone and Cam. How comfortable do you feel with those guys? What do you think that line provides?
Yeah, I'm always comfortable with those guys. It's just, I've been with them a long time, since I got here, and we're a straight ahead team. I think we all like playing with each other. Cam just provides that scoring and that ability to dart into holes, and Boone and I are straightaway players where we can get to the front of the net and wreak havoc on the forecheck and try to come up with some pucks. I think it's important our line stays close together, and we're going to have to generate for our team here. So excited about that opportunity tomorrow.
I want to ask one question about being the captain this year with all the strange circumstance that you have, compressed schedule and the COVID restrictions. What's the challenge been in trying to lead a team that's in somewhat transition, with new personnel and just the limitations you have?
That's been the hardest thing, and talking to some people. It's just the way to connect. I'm big on relationships and how I lead and getting to know guys, and it's been hard for me, just to try to get my claws into some guys and understand how they are, what makes them tick, how they can feel a part of it. That's one of the most, I think, important things as a leader is making everyone feel a part of the team as soon as possible. I think it just helps your team that much more. And we have such a great group in there. It's hard that you can't have those moments where, you go out for dinner, you go out for coffee, you have a few beers after games. We just don't have that luxury right now. So it's trying to connect on a different front at the rink, where a lot of times it's tough because it's a place of work. That's how Torch likes to run it, and I like it too. You come in here, you get your job done, then you go have your fun outside. And now we got to try and balance that, where you have some fun at the rink as well. And it's been a struggle, but like anything, it's been a struggle for every team. So we can't say, oh, this is hard for us. Every team's going through it, and they're finding ways to get it done, and we got to find a way as well.
Yeah. Are you trying to find different ways to kind of connect that you couldn't get to it the old way?
Yeah. I mean, I think I take a lot more opportunities throughout the day just to kind of sit and talk with guys or chat in the room. And, it's just, that's kind of the way it's going to go right now, and it's unfortunate, just the reality of it. So whenever you have that moment to kind of sit and just talk for a little bit and catch up, it's important for me to kind of find everybody in the room throughout the day, say hello, see how their day's going. That's really the only thing we can do right now. There's other little instances where, texting and stuff like that, but I like to face, one-on-one stuff, and, it's hard to do, but you got to fight through it and find your moments, pick your spots, and hopefully it helps everyone feel connected.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks.
Okay. Next, we'll go to Aaron Portzline. Go ahead, Aaron.
Thanks, Glenn. Nick, you talked about being back with Jenner and Atkinson. It feels almost like an attempt to get an identity back to this club offensively. Can you speak to how tough that's been? I know when you take a big sentiment out, it changes the look of everything, but you've got some other guys struggling. You've got some different personnel. It feels like you're in between identities. You're trying to figure out what you want to do with the puck, not you specifically, but the team, when you get past the red line.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it allows some familiarity with a group of guys, and and we need to lead the way in that regard. I think if we can get going and show how we play and what makes us successful, then that's usually how it works, right? Everyone follows suit. So, I think we're excited just at the opportunity to play together and know that we can have success by just playing to our strengths. But yeah, I think we're a team that's trying to figure out exactly who we are. We were, nailed down for so long of this is the team we are, and with new personnel, and it's hard. You gotta try and work with everyone's skill set and what they provide, and we just haven't had enough time to do that. And so you got some guys that are just trying to figure out exactly where they belong in the lineup or how they're going to help our team in the certain roles they're given. And we got to learn on the fly. Other teams are doing it, so it's not an excuse for anyone. We know what we're up against, Porty. We know that we got to go on a run here. So I mean, this is what this is what it's really come down to is we have an opportunity here in the next few games to get on a run and give ourselves a chance at staying together and going into the postseason, which is what we all want. So I'm very excited about that opportunity that I believe in this group. I believe we're a playoff team, and we just got to find that and understand that identity. And I think by having us together as a group, hopefully it can push everyone along, and we got to take a stride. We got to expect more from ourselves, the three of us. And I think if we do that, we can hopefully help everybody along.
Nick, how much time have you spent with Max Domi? And not to single one person out, but he's such a bright personality with such a bright game. And it just doesn't feel like he's been able to be himself in any way so far this season. Can you speak to him and maybe some of the talks that you've had, without sharing the specifics, of course, but his level of frustration to be playing the way that he's played for so long?
Yeah, I mean, I think the one that I'd say not enough time, unfortunately, just be realistically, it's not enough in my eyes. I mean, I'm so used to, like I said, going out for dinners with guys and having coffees and, coming over to my house, meeting my family, getting, for them to know who I am as a person outside the rink. I think sometimes at the rink I'm the captain or a guy who's been here a long time. So you don't get that relationship that you can kind of show them. No, I do the same things you do. I have the same relationships, and this is my family. These are my kids. They can see how crazy my life is at home, and it kind of breaks down barriers. So yeah, I think that's been a hard thing for me because I really like Max. I think he's, really a great teammate. You can tell he cares a lot about the guys, and but I'm sure it's felt isolating for him. I'm sure it's felt, especially when you don't get off on the right foot, you just don't have that camaraderie or that relationship to fall back on. And but ultimately it comes down to just, digging in, understanding it's hockey too. And, we've had those conversations, I don't need to get into specifics, but he's just, we got to help him along and finding his game and who he is. But he also has to understand that there's just not anyone can do. And ultimately it comes down to you. I mean, we've all had those moments in our career, and I think that he's playing better, and you can see he cares. So no one's going to question that. It's just a matter of finding it, and once he does, I think it's going to benefit everybody, and hopefully it allows him to free up a little bit and take the, one thing I said is this year, especially when you're struggling or when things aren't going well, there's really not a whole lot that you can go home to and break it up. You're probably eat, sleep, drinking hockey right now, and that can be dangerous when your game's not quite where you want it to be. So I feel for those guys that just go home and they're kind of facing it all day. You need that break sometimes, and you're not finding that. So you got to get a little mentally tougher, and we're going to help Max along. We all think the world of him, so I'm not too worried about him. It's just I think he knows he obviously wants to play better, and we're going to help him try and do that.
Nick, I saw you chatting with the line after he wiped out of practice today. Did you see that happen? How bad did it look to you?
Yeah, I didn't know. I actually looked kind of like I saw him wipe out, but I didn't know if it was he just tweaked something or what happened. So I just wanted to check on him, see how he was. And I actually haven't heard anything. So he said he was good, or just kind of gave him a little grimace. But it was kind of fun at the end just to play those games. And, it's a good rivalry. Cam got smoked by Stenlund too, which was pretty funny. It gave us all a good laugh. Cam wasn't laughing, but we all were. But it's good. You have those kind of competitive games. It's good for the group. It can make you laugh. There's some things that happen that, you get camaraderie that way too. Funny things happen. Now you got some stuff to joke around about in the locker room. And, but yeah, I don't think, hopefully it's nothing serious.
Thanks.
Okay. Next we'll go to Jeff Svoboda. Go ahead, Jeff.
Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, Nick. You've said a couple times recently you're starting to see things in the team's game that you really like that kind of shows that you're coming along. And even Saturday, you saw some of those things. In your eyes, what are those things that you kind of see that this team is improving on and that you like about the way you're playing right now?
Well, I do think we're playing faster out of our end, and arriving better in fives. And the one thing I'd say I notice more is that we're sustaining a forecheck. We're sustaining, offensive zone time, whereas 5 games ago, that was non-existent. So that's encouraging to me. I know we didn't score last game, but even the game before that, you know, there's a lot of good cycles, a lot of good plays, keeping the pucks in, keeping pucks alive. And so I'm encouraged by that. I think that's when guys get confidence. You know, everyone talks about the D zone and yeah, you get confidence from playing fast out of there. But you know, a lot of defending, it's a lot of work. So where you get your confidence and energy from is from forechecking and from playing in the offensive zone, cycling. And now you feel like you got a team on the ropes and all of a sudden your energy comes to life. So I think that's where I'm starting to see a flip in us a little bit, as our energy's starting to ramp up a bit more, where we had looked real tired and lackadaisical almost 5 games ago, and not who we are as a team. So I think just seeing that energy start to come to life, and as we play down in that end more and create more offense, I think it's going to allow us to have a little bit more success. And, you know, we're going to bang home goals. We're not going to get shut out, you know, like we did last game. We're going to find a way to score. And that's an encouraging sign for this group.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit today about identity and just trying to find that there, you know, like you and Boone coming together and playing and trying to forecheck and create some things that way. Obviously, you guys have lost some big bodies over the last couple of years with Josh and PL kind of going different directions. But is it still good that you can still kind of get to that forechecking at times and be able to create offense that way, even without guys like that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you need – yeah, I agree that some of the guys we lost are obviously big bodies and they forecheck well. But, you know, I look at a guy like Borky when he's on his game. He's not the biggest guy, but he seems to win every one-on-one or is greasy, cutting by a guy on the offensive zone and creating a forecheck that way. You know, he's one of our better forechecking players, to be honest with you, just by him holding on to pucks and the way he can get away from certain situations. So to me, it's just a willingness to go in there and compete and win your one-on-one battles. And that's really what forechecking is. It's you know, a guy going in and not giving up and trying to win that one-on-one to allow your team to have success. Now you're playing on offense. So that mindset, I think, is starting to turn on for some guys. And that's our identity. That's who we are as the Blue Jackets, and have to be. You know, we're just not enough guys that, you know, have that ability to play the wide open game and the skill tic-tac-toe stuff. We have the ability to do that once we've hemmed a team in, but you know, for the most part, we need to be that direct, straight ahead team. And I think it allows you just to be more predictable to each other. And so that's what I like to see coming. And, you know, I think more good things are going to start coming as we go on.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Next, we'll go to Dave Metzel. Go ahead, Dave.
And Nick, just real quick, going back to the Boone and Cam playing together, is it your familiarity with each other that you think will make that work, or the familiarity with the style of play that you guys have seen work here before that could really make you guys click?
I think just both. I mean, obviously, like I said, I've known Cam since day one. Boone came in a year later. Just the familiarity with each other in our games and how we can line up and play together. You know, I think we take a lot of responsibility in helping this team get to where we want to be. So, you know, we know by being put together, we have a job to do, and we're not putting extra pressure on ourselves. It's not like we're going to go out and score 10 goals tomorrow. Hopefully we do. But it's just playing the right way. And then usually by doing that, the goals follow, the right plays follow, and you create energy for your other, you know, line mates and other teams or other guys on the team. And that's what we want to do. So I think that familiarity with each other and pushing each other along, but also knowing each other's games is going to allow us to hopefully have success. Well,
no accident. Each of you is wearing a letter. It's got to be a leadership thing too, right? Like let's lead this year's version of this squad out of this little funk you're in.
Yeah, you can call. I mean, I think it's more coincidence maybe, or maybe Torts had a plan that way. I don't know. I haven't really talked to him about it, but I think we always know what our job is when we come to the rink, and we're always trying to do it, whether we're playing together or not. So an opportunity for us to play on the same line. I think we're looking at it more as just a chance to be the players we need to be for this team. And, you know, so that's what we're excited about. The leadership stuff just comes because of the values and the morals that we have and trying to get this team to where we expect it to be. And obviously we're disappointed of late that we haven't, you know, been where we want to get to, but, you know, hopefully this is a start of getting there and, you know, not by putting too much pressure on ourselves and thinking we have to solve all the problems. I think just by the way we play, we'll do that. So I'm looking forward to that.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks.
Okay. Finally, go back to Bill Rubinowitz. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, just a question about Elvis, who came off of IR today. How much of a lift do you think he can give you, both with, you know, his talent and also just his personality?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a happy-go-lucky guy and competitor. it's great to see him back out there and feeling good. He's a great goalie. He's a gamer. So I think even just the workload that Corpy's had to take on with him being out probably frees up Corpy's mind a little bit too. And, it's a great sign. I mean, there's a reason why these guys have helped us, kind of been a backbone of our team, just the stability they provide every time. And so seeing, one of our goalies get healthy and can help us down the stretch here is it's huge for the group. And I'm sure he's excited to be back. And I'm sure when he gets the call, he'll be ready.